The economic reform toward a market economy first took place in the eastern region due to resources and location advantages. Based on geographical differences in economic and income levels, China was divided into three regions: East Coastal, Central, and Western. In the first stage of the reform, from the early 1980s to the early 1990s, the government established special economic zones in eastern coastal cities in order to attract foreign investment and set up manufacturing industries. This brought about rapid growth in exports and new investments in the East in mid-1980s, and started to spread step by step in central and western part of China. At the same time, in 1980s, all of the state-owned and collective-owned enterprises were restructured. Large and important state-owned enterprises like State Grid and Petroleum Corp were preserved and supported by state funding, while the remaining small enterprises like coal mining and textile industry and some banking sectors were required to privatize and enter into the free market economy. This process took over 2 decades to complete around the country. In rural areas, the decollectivization of agriculture resulted in family farming. Rural markets were formed, allowing farmers and local residents to develop their own businesses and sell farm products or handicrafts. This type of free market economy changed income distribution from a centrally planned system, leaving workers' wages and farmers' income to be determined by the market. As a result, income distribution under the market economy led to a higher inequality of earnings and income. For example, an employee in the finance sector can earn about 3 times more than the one in the manufacturing industry, while in the same industry, the income of executives was nearly 20 times higher than the clerks. Over 2 decades of reform from the early 1980s until 2002, the economy in eastern coastal cities grew tremendously, but western and central regions lagged far behind. Because all policies were tested first in the coastal areas and then implemented in western and central regions many years later after a fruitful result of the reform. As a result, the household income distribution of eastern, central, and western regions widened dramatically. Data shows that mean income in the eastern regions is more than 2 times higher than in western regions, and nearly 1.8 times higher than in the central region. The Gini index in the east reached 43% in 2002, whereas the west and central regions were 47.8% and 41% respectively. The overall regional income inequality contributed to a rise of national income inequality with 46% in 2002, and this number continues to increase. Regional income disparities is just one factor that contributed to national income inequality in China. There are many other factors. Poverty in rural areas, inflexible mobility of laborers, and unemployment among college graduates, as well as corruption, are just some examples. China has seen a robust economic growth globally, but also facing serious income inequality domestically. It has made me wonder if income distribution determined by free market economy can be one of the key issues in widening the income gap, because a free market economy allows the top administrators to earn much more than their employees in the same company and creates high income disparities among other people. So the rich get rich faster than middle and lower classes. To curb these rising income disparities, should income distribution system in the free market be reformed?
Created using Powtoon.